It's a difference to do a ayahuasca retreat or to participate in a sama with a tree. It's a big difference. And it's important that you become aware as much as you can and that you inform yourself and that you ask questions, what is the difference? And that you really tune in and feel into if you're ready for that before you choose to participate in a sama. In our True Journey retreats, I offer a 20-minute call before there's any payment, just to see for the participant if she resonates with me, and for me to see if that person, if I can offer a retreat for that person. If we decide, yes, we will work together, you can participate in one of our groups, then there are at least 2 preparation calls. Each for 1 hour included in the package price. And people can book more, and sometimes I also recommend to book more, but 2 is a minimum. In that time, I really give my best to tell people and to tune in with the person if they are ready for sama, if they really want to do the work. And for you to consider is like one big thing. I think what we as humans have and do, what is one of the biggest sicknesses we spread in the world is our projections, are our projections. How we will project in the outside and how we don't look inside, how we see more things in the outside and how it's sometimes difficult to see something in us. If we come from a place that we are all one to some degree, it's very important before you do a sama, before you do this big work, to really train your muscle to look inside. What's my part here? Where are my shadows? Do some shadow work before. Look into the things you really try not to look into. Take some help with mentoring, coaching, therapy to become more aware about your own shadows. That's really, really helpful before you dive deep with plant medicine. We learn a lot about our shadows, a lot about the unseen. We learn a lot about, different energies which are navigating our thinking, our feeling, our decisions, our life. And it's fascinating to learn about that with plant medicine, because it opens our awareness, to see different type of energies, lower frequencies, middle range, higher frequencies, and how all that creates the universe, now all that creates humanity, and so on. Some of us learn a lot about how our ancestors energetically live still through us. And we learn a lot about our individual stuff. There is this one piece which is super important, to always look internal and to notice when I'm projecting something in the outside, and the cause and the effect of all these things. And it's huge, what's happening in the universe. It's more than our mind can understand. It's more than our mind can grasp. But everyone is responsible. How do I integrate it, and how do I hold it, and how do I live with it, right? And there will be times for each on this path at some point where confusion is happening, where different things are happening, and it's challenging to fit them in one reality, because there is not one reality what our human mind can understand. There are many different facets. But in that process of grasping and learning about all these different dimensions and facets, and what I as a human do in that, and how I am navigated by the universe, and how I take ownership to navigate myself, it's huge. But the most important thing and the most healthy way for me to navigate all of that is if I responsible and I look into my own stuff. If I start boom, 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 doing these things, it's tricky. It can get very messy, and it can get very harmful. And it's happening. We know, like everywhere it's happening. And I think if we choose this path of learning about energies, it's super important. When we choose the path of sama, our thoughts, our feeling, getting a stronger energy. What we feel, what we think has a stronger impact. So it's even more important to learn to navigate that in a aligned way, where we are anchored in God, where we are anchored in love, where we are anchored in the light of creation, or all life supportive energies. Super important. Okay, thank you for listening. I drifted a little bit in different topics. That's just what's regularly happening when I share something. But I trust that there were some content which is resonating with some of you out there and helpful with some of you. Lots of love.